Yeah, that's never fun. All right, thank you so much, Kelly. Well, I'm now joined by our CSN legal analyst, Steve Moskowitz. It's always fun to talk a little bit about the legal issues around sports. I'm going to get on my serious glasses because we have a lot to talk about today. And I'm actually going to get some tax advice. We all, look at you!
Well, if you have your glasses, I put my glasses on. That's my serious glasses.
There we go. Do we look official now? All right. So this is not really surprising, but it kind of leads me to a point that we all can learn from. So a financial advisor who provided financial investment information and services to pro athletes admitted he used his access to his clients' bank accounts to steal their money and put it in his name, you know, almost $3 million worth. And he's going to face up to maybe 20 years for wire fraud, that's for taking the money out, and 3 years for filing a false tax return because, of course, he didn't claim the stolen money on his tax return. But the thing is this, I mean, that's every pro athlete's, every person's fear is you trust a financial advisor and they steal from you. I mean, these tax codes are so complicated and there's so many ways you can hide money. How can anyone, let alone a pro athlete who makes millions, be assured that their money is not being taken?
Excellent question. You have a team of independent people checking on it. It's unlikely that everybody in there is going to be a crook. And you also take a look at it yourself. For example, he just signed something, the money went out. What am I invested in? And you talk to multiple people, the investment people, the accountants, the attorneys, and also the investment house you're using. He used an individual, there's nothing there. Had he used a big investment house, if there was one bad apple, the investment house would have had to make them whole. That's the big difference. If I was advising, I'd say big investment house.
Have your lawyer check your lawyer, right?
That's a good idea. And also a big investment house, so that if somebody steals from you, that the big company will write you a check. Here, there's one individual guy. He's got robbed.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. USA Football. They tell a California court that they cannot be defendants in a class action lawsuit. Two mothers lost their sons, they say, from complications due to CTE that they say their sons sustained when they played Pop Warner football. But USA Football says they cannot be part of that, even though they are now the governing body of Pop Warner, because the boys played in 2004. They weren't affiliated with Pop Warner until 2007, so they're absolved. It sounds cut and dry. I mean, is that the case? Why not?
Well, a lot of times when you take over from someone, you take over all their things, including their liabilities. But the best way to get out of this is say, look, this isn't one like the pros where they were hiding things they didn't know. And they're also trying to defend by saying when they found out, they made changes. That's the best way out of this. Okay,
so you think, though, they have a good case saying we should be not involved in this class action lawsuit?
Yes, for the other reasons.
Yeah, okay. All right, the next one. HBO wins its case from a $200 million copyright infringement case for their show Ballers, but the judge did not allow them to recoup $120,000 in attorney's fees, because this was very interesting. Two screenwriters sued HBO saying that Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, copied their idea, actually ripped off their idea that they had presented to HBO for a football-related program, and they turned that into Ballers. So the judge said, no, I throw out the lawsuit. He dismissed the lawsuit, but he said, I'm not going to let HBO recoup its attorney's fees because there really is some legitimacy to their claim. It's just that they didn't have enough to prove it. What would the screenwriters need to have done to show that, yeah, they were indeed ripped off?
The reason they have to pay the attorney's fees is because the judge said under the applicable law, it wasn't so far out of line that it had enough merit, not enough merit to win, but not so lacking in merit that there'd be award of attorney's fees. And in the different areas, it depends. There's writings in there of where you prevail for attorney's fees. Okay,
yeah, because I think what they said, the judge dismissed it because they said there was something there, it just wasn't sufficient, but they just said it wasn't wholesale, just out of the blue.
Exactly. A lot of things in law, there's certain thresholds. So you say, here's the threshold you need to win your case. You weren't there, but here's the threshold you'd have to be below to pay the attorney's fees. You were here. You lost the case, but you don't pay the attorney's fees.
Yeah, it's crazy, though. I'm sure those screenwriters feel like, we have a case.
Welcome to the legal world.
How do you prove that? You took my idea. That's so hard to prove.
That's a toughie.
It is. All right, Steve Moskowitz. We have so much more we could ask you, but we'll have to save it for next time.
Let's go.
Bring your glasses again. All right, thanks so much. When we come back.
Always a pleasure.
Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, the NFL wants as much of their product on the air as possible. So why are they in decline? We're going to